Welcome to The Digital Shift. We are your hosts, Jessica Green
and Natasha Robertson. Together, we are here to help you build a tech-savvy empire and take your business to the next level.
If you're an entrepreneur, social marketer, or business owner, ready to scale smarter, not harder, this is the podcast for you.
Every week, we bring you expert insights, actionable strategies, and the latest trends to help you infuse tech into your business so you can automate, optimize, and grow.
From mastering automation and creating high-converting systems to building authentic customer connections, we cover everything you need to shift your business into higher gear.
So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and get ready to make your digital shift.
Let's do this. All right, welcome to The Digital Shift, our podcast for the Self-Made Hub. I have a special guest here with me today. I'm super excited for you guys to meet and get to know Lisa Langford Stein. I met her a number of years ago in a joint mastermind environment and didn't know her very well, but in that mastermind, I actually got to watch her brand new business unfold. She had some ideas, wasn't sure exactly the direction she wanted to take with it. And we'd kind of like worked sideline with each other throughout business, but I'd never really got to spend any time with you in person. But I got to like watch your business idea unfold in front of a large group of people. And I thought, as soon as I heard about the mentor membership, I was like, that is the coolest idea ever. I'm such a multipreneur, entrepreneur that I wanted to just like jump right in and go, ooh, how can I get my hands in there and help you with that? And then crazy how the world works, right? Because then fast forward a couple of years and a lot of stuff that happened in between. And the mentor membership is launched now. And you've actually come to build some of those pieces right on our Self-Made Hub platform. And so it's been such a cool journey to watch you actually launch this thing out into the universe and really help it start to scale. Now, Lisa's been through a lot of things that's helped shape and shift her mindset, that's helped her grow, that's helped her embrace these systems and realize what she does need to have in place to have a successful business. And what success means to her probably means different to most other people because Lisa has a past. Lisa has things. Lisa's had life happen to her along the journey. And we start defining success quite a bit differently when we've been through things that other people haven't. So I hope that if you feel free or you feel motivated to share some of your journey today, I would love for you to do that, but you feel free to share whatever you want with us about the mentor membership and the things that you've learned and the life lessons and all of the stuff, because our listeners are here to get to know different businesses and get to know what types of different businesses that you can build in the hub and what other experiences that people have had along the way. So, Lisa, if that wasn't too long of an introduction, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and just say hello to everybody and tell everybody a little bit about you.
Absolutely. Thank you, first of all, so much for just allowing me to be here, allowing me to share. And I do love that you were there, right? You saw that those links truly linked together sitting in that living room with only, I think there were 60 of us total there,
Yeah.
but it was life-changing for me, and the mentor membership was born from that moment, that day, and I think that was August 19th, and I launched and went live September 6th of 2022 with the mentor membership, and the thing that opened that up while we were there was I wanted a safe space. I wanted a community that could come together and for each other. Yes, I want to be at the lead of it so that I can, you know, from my past, from my journey, from my experience, I knew that there were women along the way, along the line that had been such influential, impactful, positive, loving, encouraging women, but it was in big chunks of time, right? It was years that passed by, and I'm like, time is really precious, right? So what about creating a safe space, a community that women can come together And I like to say growth minded, because I think that's the power also, is that it's not like minded women, because we're all very different. Some of the women are empty nesters. Some of the women don't have children. Some of the women just want positive people around them. Some of the people that are the women that are in there are building their own businesses. But bottom line, we are there to grow, we are there to heal, and we're there to find courage. And my whole intention, fortunately or unfortunately, came true, of my purpose of the mentor membership, was to it's so important for you to be intentional about the people that you have in your corner, that are surrounding you, that are a part of your life. And it was 6 months, a little over 6 months from the day that I launched the mentor membership, that I received the phone call that no mother ever wants to receive. And it was that our oldest son had taken his own life. And again, that is so much more of a conversation that I can even go into, but everything that I had hoped and dreamed and planned that the mentor membership could be was that and more. But I was the person that it was there for. I had no idea that it would be what I needed for me to find my feet again, to find my voice again, to truly be able to breathe again. But it was all based on all of the things that we had been doing up until that point, talking about morning and evening routines, talking about the importance of gratitude, time blocking, our mindset, our self talk. And again, here we are, we have women that are also facing their own circumstances and situations along the way. But the beautiful thing is that we have tools in our tool belt that allow us that knowledge, that strength, and that space to be able to endure life may throw at us or our way. So in a nutshell, I believe it helps women stop shrinking or second guessing kind of where they're at, or settling into, well, this is just where I've ended up, and be able to experience a real transformation.
I love that. So, like, the first couple of questions that I had lined up here for you, I don't even need to ask, because you did just such
Mm.
a stellar job of putting that together. And you were just on our Digital Shift Summit last week.
Mm.
So thank you very much, number one, for being a guest on that and a speaker, but also being here on this podcast and being able to share your story. And so I am very grateful for that. You have an absolute mission to serve. But something you said on the Digital Shift Summit, and you just briefly touched on it there, I just
Mhm.
want to highlight it. It's like, I want to surround myself with, and the mission is to surround yourself with not like-minded
Mm.
women or entrepreneurs, but growth-minded. And that was
Yes.
so, like, such an aha moment for me when you said
Mm.
that at the summit, because I was like, how many of us always have said and always say, like, I want to surround myself with like-minded people, the closest people to you, blah, 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 that whole thing. And it's like,
Right.
actually, no, that's not going to get me anywhere. If I would just surround myself with growth-minded people, it doesn't even
Mm.
actually matter the direction you're growing in, but that you're growing. That's way more important to be, and much more profound than being with like-minded people. If we're all in the same group with the same thought processes and the same direction and the same things, well, how do we ever learn and grow? Right. So,
Mm.
like, any things you want to touch on that? Because I just thought that was so profound.
Well, and is the thing, because again, just like yourself, it's been, like-minded people. You are the people you surround yourself with, and I have watched take place is, again, it's month I speak on a certain theme, and then that theme each week I break it down into individual topics so that we kind of digest, again, what is routines, right? Okay, well, what does that look like? How, because the way I do mine may not be exactly like someone's going to do it, but the really amazing thing is that I allow space at the end of our time together for people to share. And it's like, "Oh, that's a great idea," right? So we're able to take these little amazing nuggets from each other. And is it. It's like no one is that part of when you saw me in that living room, I said, "Oh, so you want to be a coach?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Not
no,
really.
that not that that's bad." And that's, everyone has their own thing, but It's to bring out that within other people, and it just spills off onto us. So, yes, growth is so important, and, it just makes me think of anything, if you're not moving, then you're shrinking, or
Right.
you become stagnant. So, it's all about the growth for sure.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit with us about the mentor membership. And we're going to have some links below if you want to find Lisa and find out more. She's got a community that you can be a part of. If you're a female entrepreneur and you're looking for that group of women, I definitely want you to check out what she has. And maybe that's the home for you. Maybe that's the place for
Mhm.
you to be a part of something what like Lisa has put together. So fast forward and a lot of life in between. Thank you for sharing that. What I can even imagine going through something like that. That's a whole nother podcast interview.
Yes.
And how you can get through things like that. Um, Speaks a lot of volumes about you still continuing on your journey to put all of this together and how it was actually a comfort zone for you for
Mm.
getting through all of that. It says a lot about what you're able to offer to other people. So through that journey, you then, are digging back in, you're building this. And at some point, you realize that we've got to put some automation to this. There's got to be some tech behind it that I got to learn how to do this. I feel like you almost got in the same spot I was, which is why Self Made was born, was because I
Mhm.
had owned and operated multiple businesses. And I felt like I never had enough knowledge or the control. Oh, like I could pretty much learn anything. Like the aptitude is there. Like I can learn just about anything, but I never did dig in and learn this kind of stuff. But I was putting all kinds of systems and automation together. But at the end of the day, I was paying people to do it. And I just never felt like I
Mhm.
had control. Like if the switch flipped off and I couldn't afford to have someone maintain my website or my email marketing platforms or all my social media stuff and all of that, which it has to me a couple of times, business ebbs and flows, right? And I needed
Mhm.
to be able to have more control over my business. Hence why Self Made was born. But at a certain point, you made that decision to dig in and learn the tech. What was that turning point for you? Like, why decide to do that?
Well, first, it has a lot to do with you because, again, right? You need to be in a space to where you trust it's that whole know, like, and trust. And I knew you, I liked you, I trusted you, and I was like, "I need to find out a little bit more about what's going on here." And took that 14-day trial, and I was like, "Holy cow, this is really cool." And what started in that was that, I was learning something, and I think no matter what it is that we're learning, it's engaging, right? It's very scientific what happens with our brain whenever we start implementing. Oh, I moved my I did the little hand thing.
Oh, you're good. You're still good.
Okay, good. But in all of the things that Self-Made created and all of the 14 days, I had something different to learn and implement. Well, all of these things were taking place in my mind. I was like, "Oh my gosh, well, what about this?" So I wasn't even intending to scale my business, but the tools that you were teaching me inside those 14 days was creating other options and opportunities and ways that I can impact more people because there is just one me. And because of life, there are things that come along that you may not be able to do all things hands on all the time. And those were some of the things that I loved and adored. And then it was like, well, I'll dip my toe in there just a little bit more. And the strategy that y'all have on Wednesdays for us, my goodness, it's just like it's mind blowing because of all of the things that come from that. And again, it's being around other growth minded individuals and what they're saying and what they're implementing, what they're creating. I'm like, well, I can do that too. Or
Yeah.
right? So it just continued to snowball. And then whenever I'd ask, you'd go, I'm just going to say the same thing, Lisa. You need to be in the class, right? So, in doing the accelerator program, it did. It just took on a whole new level of impact. So it's not that I'm not at, I used to say I'm not technically, good in
I'm
different
not tech
areas.
savvy. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm eating those words now because it's like, oh, look at that, so again, it's just implementation, but it's also the empowerment that has allowed me to really truly in so many new things and new options, and because not everyone wants to be in a community with other people,
Right.
right? So now I've been able to do different things on automation that, there's text messages that literally come to that person's cell phone every morning with encouragement and an action idea. And, again, I have videos that people can plug into. So so many different layers of opportunity of impact for me being
Yeah,
a
it's
part of
so true.
Self-Made.
Like, I think about you just saying that, I forgot that you built those into there, but, like, one thing that I do love to ask on this podcast when I interview people is what kinds of the tech have you been able to deploy into your business model that were like big aha moments? And one would be those text messages, like you're
Oh,
a part
yeah.
of Lisa's mentor membership and you're getting text messages every day with words of encouragement. Like, how cool is
Mhm.
that? But
Yes.
like, I know that you're now working on building in your own custom community for all of them. And then
Mhm.
there's courses that they can take and or things that they can apply. And
Mhm.
it's just amazing watching someone's business model evolve. Like,
Mhm.
people have really great business ideas and they start putting them together. And then when you add tech into the mix, especially an all-in-one platform like this, where you can then go, ooh, and I could do this for our clients, and I could do this for our clients, and I could do
Yes.
this for our clients. And I do want to talk about your virtual summit that you did
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. But when you say empowered, that's exactly how I feel about this. And it's exactly why it's called self-made, is because
Mhm.
we just knew we wanted the entrepreneur to feel like, and really we service mainly like the solopreneur, the mom and
Mhm.
pop that work from home, that maybe we're in network marketing or social marketing, or they have an online business that they're really running out of their house or their home, or maybe a small shop somewhere. We're not really into the big businesses or even like
Mhm.
medium-sized businesses. We really want to help that person that's got like this great idea and this great business model and just needs to infuse the tech into it. And so empowerment is a huge word for us,
Mhm.
because we want to empower people to feel like they have control over their business and things that, like, you learned a skill set in that accelerator that will carry on with you now to be able to deploy so many things in your business as things go and grow. And I don't know. It's like that's what I get up every single day and jump out of bed so passionate
Mhm.
to help just one more business owner. But the one thing I will
Yeah.
say, to circle back around, is that when people plug in like you did, because not
Mhm.
everybody does. Some people
Correct.
come to, play around and then they're frustrated because they don't actually dig in. When you did your 14-day trial, you actually dug into that whole 14 days. Not
Mhm.
everybody does. They, for lack of a better word, kind of piss that time away and they
Right.
don't dig in during that 14 days. You dug in during those 14 days, learned as much
Mhm.
as you can so that you knew at the end of that free trial this was going to be worth you jumping into for $129 a month, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was going to be worth
Yeah.
it for you. So hats off to you on that. But then, yes, Lisa comes, we have a mastermind strategy session with all of our hub members every single week for an hour. And Lisa comes to those all the time. She shows up whether she has questions or she's just there to like learn from other people. And during those sessions, questions are asked. I'm like, man, I know that if you really want to, you've got big goals for 2025. And if you want to really push this forward faster, joining our 10-week accelerator is really going to explode that. You're going to get more time with us. We're going to get more time to spend on your business and more time to deploy some tech in there. And the other thing you did was you really dug into that accelerator. We have people that buy
Mm.
that accelerator and like half show up. And
Yeah.
it makes me, because number one, they spent the money on it. But number two, I want to see your business move forward. We got to watch you take the mentor membership and like drastically move it forward in those 10 weeks. I was gonna say 10 days, definitely more than 10 days.
Yeah.
Uh, During
Thank
those 10
goodness.
weeks, definitely. And some weeks are harder than others. They can make you want to pull
Yes.
your hair out. We do not sugarcoat it. It's a 10-week
Mhm.
accelerator for a reason. You definitely are getting like a deep dive. It is for a specific human, but you really
Yes.
took it serious. And so you were able to learn a whole lot more. So during that accelerator, you also had a virtual summit coming up. Can you just tell us about that virtual summit and tell us, like,
Absolutely.
in the midst of it, deploying some of the tech to just like make it even better? Just tell us the story.
Oh yeah. So Tammy Carter, which she has her own business all squared away. She's also in the Self-Made Hub. We were both like, "Oh my gosh, this is really great," right? Plugging in. But she was in a big transition at her, we called her job, her full-time job. So I was going to be the one that could plug into the accelerator program and kind of at the head of what we were doing for the virtual summit. And the virtual summit came up with an idea of she and I in the car. I turned my recorder on my phone and we captured the vision that she had. So we started putting those pieces together. That was like in January, I'll say January 15th. And we launched the virtual summit. It was a 2-day summit on February 19th and 20th. Everybody was like, "Do you think you have enough time to do this?" We had 6 different speakers that were on there, lots of fun, giveaways, lots of information, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, this can happen," right? But it was because of what I implemented with the accelerator program. It was because of the confidence. It was because of the knowledge. It was having access to you and Natasha to be able to truly question, okay, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I need to do. What do I need to do? And y'all were so influential and helpful in that too. And we did. Everybody was kind of sharing the links. It was a save my seat. So everyone that saw it that wanted to be a part of it, the free virtual summit on those 2 days, they filled out a form. So there we captured their information, right? It was, their name, their email address, their phone number. And you, I know, are a number person, so
Oh
I
yeah.
know you may have written down or whatever from the because all I know is that whenever I shared that with you and Natasha after the fact, y'all were like, "Do you have any idea how great this
Yeah.
is?"
Yes. Like your ratio is than our digital shift summit that we just had.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
that is again, but I would have not known or not had the confidence to go, "Okay, we've just gotta put it out there. It's never gonna be a great, perfect, time." And we
Yes.
learned a lot during that,
Amen.
right?
Amen.
But that it was so again, I had behind it because the fact that we could send the text messages, we could send the emails, send the link for the actual summit where people could join in. We monitored questioning. We were able to do giveaways. We were able to also now we're still servicing those individuals that took part in the summit and we're still touching base with them, sharing little nuggets of each person that was on speaking. And we're also building that crowd so that whenever we've decided to do a year
Yeah.
because it is a lot, right?
Yeah.
So we're
I
going
know.
right.
No.
Oh
Last
yeah.
week was insane.
Yes, absolutely. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful to who and what comes together. It was beautiful to see the participation. And again, after the fact, whenever y'all literally walked me through to see the statistics on it, I was like, holy cow, the open rate of emails, things like that, that I throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? You don't really know what's happening or what's taking place, but you have the resources available to where I could see how many emails that I sent out, when I sent it out, if it bounced, if it was rejected, being able to remove those or even touch base to that person to find out did they have an email change because they missed an email. So it was huge,
Yeah.
huge, huge, huge.
Excited for you. It's like we knew that you were doing it and we were like, hang on, wait, are you having how do people register for this? And I I can't remember the actual system was and how you were having them register. However, it wasn't automated. Like we
No,
didn't have the reminders and all the stuff. And like so on the fly in the middle of like you'd already started registration, we're like, hang on, let's do
yeah,
it this way. So that
yeah.
was really fun for that to happen, in midstream and kind of the results along the way. But that's what I'm talking about when
Mm,
we say we like to empower people to be able to run the tech because hey, listen, no matter what he thinks, the digital shift is happening. Like if
yes.
you are not infusing tech into your business model, you will get left behind. You don't have a choice in it anymore. So hats off to you for digging in and getting all of that started. And now Tammy's going to be going through our next accelerator. So she's going to learn even more in your guys' next summit. When is it planned for? Do you have the dates yet?
We do not have a date yet. I'm assuming like 6 months out, just because the fact that it was February when we had that one. So we decided it would probably be best after summer, before the holidays. So I'm guessing September, October in there. Uh,
Ooh, yeah.
you just mentioned something though that I did totally forget about. But again, it did not feel like a bad situation, because y'all were like, "Oh yeah, we just need to add it to the workflow," and I'm like, okay, with my head tilted sideways, trying to, right? But it was like everybody, and then it was like I could see the progress. I could see how many people were sitting there waiting, and I was like, "There's 276 people that are just sitting there," and it was like it was amazing to see that process, because as we geared them up, as we prepared them, as we gave them little nuggets to get excited about it, you watched it move through the workflow, which is, again, I didn't have to go in there to make anything work, but being able to watch it process
Mhm.
through, I was like, I mean, I get chill bumps now thinking
I
about it,
know.
because it,
I get excited because there's so many other layers that can still be added on, right? So you
Mhm.
guys crash course, like
Yeah.
started tinkering around with it, started building some stuff. Then crash course went into the accelerator, launched that virtual summit, and you've been building out all your parts and pieces. And now for the next summit, first of all, I will tell you from my experience, and you guys launched that pretty fast. Put your schedule out away. Like if let's say you're in October or whatever, like
Mhm.
start the planning phase at least in August, if not
Oh, yeah.
July, and then have everything plotted out. Because man, the one thing we learned on this last one, and this was our third one, and we've run, like, we owned an event company in the like an in-person event company, so you'd think we'd know better, but we were just running at 100 miles an hour, and not putting as much focus on it as we should have with the
Mhm.
pieces. And now know, like, our next one's in September. Like next month we're starting to plot out the entire schedule of events leading up to September, because we could have made it even better had we had a better plan and structure in place. So just for me
Mhm.
to you, like, start planning that a few months in advance to give yourself some breathing room, because there's also so many things and tech pieces that you can
Mhm.
deploy into this. And like, we started running ad campaigns to this last one. Well, there's things we could do a little bit different or a little bit better. Like day 2, we should have started a whole new ad campaign. And then we can see, like you talk about, what made me think of this is the tracking of the people coming through the funnel. One of the
Yeah.
coolest things in the hub, I think, is the data and the numbers, because data drives
Mhm.
decisions, which can drive your dollars. We heard Ashley Brock say that on our summit, because who I'm learning paid ads from. So data will drive those decisions. Well, if you don't have the data, you don't have anything in measuring the data, you don't have a system like this. And when I say that, I don't say that to scare anybody away, because I believe our the hub is so simplified. You can find things pretty easy, and then you got the Wednesdays to come to ask these questions. But I
Mhm.
can see I can watch their entire journey. How'd they find us? From an affiliate, from an email campaign, from an ad, which ad, exactly which ad set, which platform that ad was running on. And then I can watch them come in, and I can watch them ping this website page, ping that page, oop, register for the summit. Oh, what'd they do after that? They went into our 14-day trial. They came back out. They went back to the
Mhm.
membership page. Oh, they come back out. They still are like, something's not making click to start their 14-day trial. What is it? Like, we can measure so much stuff because we
Mhm.
have the ability to track that in there. So just, you got the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more you'll be able to track over time, deploying your whole system in there. So, all right, before this interview lasts an hour, I want
Yeah.
to know just a couple more things. I'd love to know, like, your if you ran somebody else, like I know you've run somebody else, another woman that's deploying her business or has a great
Mhm.
business idea, what would you tell her about the Self-Made Hub? What would be your advice about infusing tech?
Well, again, the community that you all are creating, and being up of something that is so big, but still has that coziness, right? That comfort, that one-on-one, because it is. You all are the ones that are in there teaching, coaching, training, telling, walking us through things. And I think so many times in life, women kind of will either do things by the seat of our pants, or will do it when we get to it. And these are the things that can help you be in the driver's seat, right? Exactly how you want it done, but doing it with so much knowledge, so much encouragement. And then there's accountability. That's the thing, is that, just like
Yeah.
whether it is the accelerator program, or, maybe they do the package where you all do it and set it up for them. There's still that accountability of showing up on Wednesdays, because again, there's still so much growth. So I think a lot of entrepreneurs that I have worked with or I have been around, there's a high percentage of people that think that they need to all their little secrets, right? All the things that are working so well for them. And I think this is such a beautiful space that we don't feel the competition. I mean,
Right.
right? There's it doesn't even what someone does, because again, it's just like, oh, you've created community. I want to listen more about the community. Oh, you're doing technique. I want to listen more about the, and that's the thing. Don't feel like this is somewhere where you're going to have to be concerned about someone tapping into your network, right?
Yeah, it's
Because
not like that at all. Right.
no, no, not like that at all. And again, just like I shared in the beginning, what I have been able to learn as well as put into action, because I think that's another thing. We can stand around on that one foot, just reading books or listening to podcasts or things like that, and not putting things into action. But the accelerator program, that you knowledge, you give us that knowledge, you tell us how it's done, and then that we have a week to work on it, and then we show what we worked on that week. So the accountability is absolutely beautiful, what you have put into place. And it's not like, you created what? It's like, hey, let me give and share a couple of ideas of what this might. So again, it's just the expansion of what you visualize and what you see and seek that can become of what it is that you're working on. There is so much more. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Interviewing listen, we could do podcast interviews with all kinds of people who have lots of experience and all kinds of this and that. I love the interviews most that we do with our hub members. So we can all learn a little bit about the people who are
Yeah.
actually inside of the system, building it
Mhm.
out, doing it, becoming self-made, becoming tech savvy, and getting to hear your stories through the whole journey. It's like super rewarding for Natasha and
Mhm.
I, but it also shares with so many other people what's possible. Like, oh,
Absolutely.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I just listened to Lisa. If she could do it, I could do it. And what a great thing. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on here. Really appreciate, like I said, you being on the summit last week and then a podcast interview this week. Looking forward to seeing you every Wednesday in our strategy session. So if you want to know just a little bit more about Lisa and what her business model is, we are going to have those links for you below. Make sure you get on her email list, because guess what? She's going to have another one of those summits coming up in the fall. She just said that. And so you'll be able to attend that too, and or become a part of the mentor membership. And we would love for our whole network to be able to have access to that. So thank you so much again. Any last words? Anything else you want to say?
Again, my whole motto, my whole want is for us to have that confidence as individuals, man, woman. But my true gift is truly just letting women know that there is truly so much more to your story. And again, it's believing in yourself and having the tools that continue to implement, because life can knock us down. We got to roll with the punches, right? Push our sleeves up and just kind of learn the different ways and methods that we can continue. And I look forward to connecting with anyone that wants to just hear more about what the mentor membership is and what we offer.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that they do reach out. And you'll also find some links below if you're like, hey, what's that 14-day free access that they were talking about? You'll find a link that you can grab your 14 days below. Take a peek under the hood, see what this platform is all about, see if it is for you. Show up for free to our strategy sessions, because during that 14 days, you're going to have 2 Wednesdays that pop up, right? Come meet Lisa, come meet the other people who are in the community. See if this is a home for you before you ever even have to spend $1 on our platform. We put our money where our mouth is. Our conversion rate from our 14-day trials is super high because people come in and then they don't want to leave, which is exactly why we built this in the first place. And you can also grab a copy of my book below. We'll have a link for that, Superpower to Super Profits. And again, some more information about the mentor membership and Lisa, if you want to follow her or get some more information on what she has to offer. Thank you guys so much for listening to the episode today. We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to The Digital Shift. We hope today's episode gave you the tools and inspiration to take your business to the next level.
Don't forget, we have something for everyone to help you scale smarter. Whether you're just getting started or ready to go all in, we've got you covered.
Start with 14 days of free access to the Self-Made Hub, our all-in-one platform to automate, optimize, and grow your business.
Looking for more? Check out our Self-Made membership, where you can work at your own pace with help from your tech-savvy mentors.
Or take it to the next level with our 10-week accelerator program. Perfect for those ready to scale with expert guidance and systems all in one place.
And if you're looking for done-for-you options, from custom funnel builds to fully done-for-you marketing systems customized just for your business,
visit us at www.self-made.biz to explore all of our programs and tools and find the perfect fit for your business needs.
Let's make your digital shift a reality. See you next time.